Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of One Beat, One Take. So I'm gonna create a new session right now, and just like the previous episode, I'm gonna create a instrumental beat on the spot. We're gonna make it a drum track to start it off. So let's go into the different kits. We're gonna go to drum kit. Now, last episode I ended up doing the neo soul. I'm not gonna do neo soul this time. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. So we'll actually go into a electronic drum kit, and let's see what we got here out of these choices. I want something that's a little hard hitting. You know what? We're gonna go with Boutique 808. Alright, now just like last episode, I took a old song and chopped it up and made it into a new beat. This show is really based on sampling music, so I'm gonna grab the song right now. I'm gonna be sampling. For today's episode, I'll be sampling Plaid Stamps by Solviers. And the song is right here. I'm gonna drag that right here. I'm gonna move myself right over here, actually, it might be a little easier. Now, we need to first do is put this from smart to samples. It's always important to have it in samples. Then after that, we need to change the BPM. It's at 120 right now. So we're gonna lower it, and it's a soul sample beat, so we're gonna do it at 88. I think that's good. Now, then from there, we go into the different tools, and we need to grab the scissor tool. So, you can watch as I do it. I'm gonna zoom in right now, and I'm gonna start chopping up the sample. It's only a little less than 3-minute song, so I'm gonna take my time with it and make sure I got it right. Before I start chopping it, let's just move this down a little bit, because I don't want it to have dead air, no sound at all. So I'm just gonna start chopping this up.
Salvillers.
She don't wear the same thing twice. Changing clothes is her vice. Lots of money in her pocketbook. In her pocketbook. That she say wearing that natural look. You won't see the girl in a Cadillac car, 'cause she drives a Jaguar. Drives a Jaguar. Just the way she walks around. Now the girl shakes up this church around. Now the girl shakes up this town. Yes, I know she's really queer. And she's stacked like a battleship. Sometimes it makes me wonder what she's worth. Just the price of a miniskirt. Oh, no. She's saving those girls, keeping those. I said the girl, even when it's fine, nigga, no. I say, oh, no.
Okay, I think I have enough samples now. So what I'm going to do now is go to the pointer tool, create a new software instrument. So on El Piano now, we're going to bring it to the, where is it? The EXS24 sampler. So we hit the edit button now. And so, hang on a second, let's X this out. And we're gonna, let's get rid of this extra track I have here, that's unnecessary. So now I thought I did a good job chopping up the sample. So what I'm gonna do is we need to drag all of these samples from the very end to the beginning, and it'll tell us how many of these chops we have. So we're gonna drag them all right now. So you see how I highlight them all, and then you just drag and drop. Now it's gonna tell us the total number of samples I chopped was a total of 59 samples. It's a little less compared to the last episode I did, but at the same time, I'm sure we can create a melody to go over, create a drum beat. So we need to get all of these off of one shot right now. Okay, now that we have all of them, we have to hit the shift button to select all. So I'm gonna get all of them highlighted right here. And now we drag them right onto the side to create a group. See, now that group has 59 samples. We hit the group now and do max poly 1. Now that we have that, we could hit the X button and we're gonna save this now. So we're gonna hit the save button and we're gonna call this Montic LS sample. And there we go. Now we have a new track from the, I believe it's the ESX sampler of the song we have sampled. So we're gonna delete this right now. I don't believe we need this anymore. Delete the track. Now we don't have anything yet, but we're gonna save this anyway, just to make sure we have it saved in advance. Now this was called Plaid Stamps. We're gonna call it Plaid Stamps Sample Beat. Alright, now, like I said, we have it at 88 tempo. So right now we're going to create a beat. Let's just look it over real quick, the different drums we have that we could use for drum kits. I sort of wanted to go with something a little bit more soulful. You know what, actually? Yeah, we're going to go with boom bap. Because I think that would go good with this sample we have here. So we're gonna do it similar to how we did it last time, and that's we're gonna open the piano roll up, and then once we have the piano roll, we'll do it on the pencil, the return, and now I'm gonna create a drum beat. It's gonna start out easy. If you listen to my music in the past, you know the format how I do it, where it starts out slow and then gets a little bit faster as the beat progresses. So it's always the kick drum first. Hit the L button to loop. So we just start out easy with kick and snare. But let's try and expand it just a little bit to 3. No. Do it on this instead. Let's hear it back. Actually, let's do it like this instead. Alright, we got a drum beat to start it off now. Now we're going to add some hi-hats and some other drum sound effects into the mix. Okay, so then we're just going to create a duplicated one just by adding it manually. Okay, so now we're going to do the hi-hats. Now, I feel like these hi-hats are a little overpowering. Let's see if they have anything that's a little bit lighter. We're just going to have to, we'll go with this temporarily. I might change it along the way. Okay, so now we're going to find some shakers. So we're going to go with Atlanta for this one. Got boom bap for the kick, snare, and hi-hat. Let's try and find a shaker using the Atlanta one. Put it in the third box. There we go, we got a shaker right here. Okay, we're going to hit the L button to loop. X this out. Now, to be honest, I actually think I like the Atlanta one more than the boom bap one. So we're going to make a change real quick. So we're going to just keep on recreating them then, and we'll just drag them down. Okay, so we're going to drag this down. So now it went from being boom bap to being Atlanta. So let's hear the hi-hat we have here. I like this a little more. Change up the drum pattern actually one more time. We're going to do one more add-on. We're going to keep this Atlanta one. Alright, we're just going to go with this. So let's hear it back and we're going to lower the volume. It's at 0 right now. We're going to put it at -5. Alright, but that's beyond the point. Right now what we have to do is we need to create a melody now to go with this beat. So what we're going to do is move this to the side right here while I now gonna open the piano window now. Okay, and we're gonna move this down here. Now, like I've done before in the past, always do is we have 2 of these full boxes, and then we have the melody, like to do another 2. So let's hear these back first. I like how that sounds for right now. We're gonna keep on messing around with it though. Give it some time. Okay, now I got an idea for a melody. I think we might go with this for the melody. Now let's see if we can expand it just a little bit more, just because I feel like I could add more to it. If I can't, then at least I could try and change something up for when making the melody expand. Now we're gonna use the pointer tool right here, and we're gonna copy these. See, on the 3 mark, we're gonna do it. We do edit paste. Now let's see if I could do something to end this beat off a little bit better. We have it ending with alright, we have an idea now for the melody, for the main melody at least. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some effects in here for this main melody, and we're also going to try and see if we could make it sound a bit different, maybe by changing the pitch. So the first thing we're going to do is go with the EQ. We need to add some EQ to it. So what I'm going to do right now is look through the different EQs we have here to go through. Now this beat is definitely guitar influenced with some piano. So I would think that maybe an acoustic guitar could go good, or a keyboard. Let's hear how the acoustic guitar sounds first before we do anything else. It's not bad. Okay, now we're going to add some compression to the mix. So we go to compressor. I think it should be something light, nothing too extreme, just because of how much noise we're going to have. I don't want this to sound distorted at all. So let's do a VCA vocal, just because there's some vocals in this so far. That might be actually be too much. It's electric piano. Alright, I think pop piano is a little bit better. So now we're gonna add some reverb. We do a platinum verb. And now it should have a little bit of room to it. It shouldn't be too soft, it shouldn't be too small. And we're gonna do big room. Let's hear how that sounds. We're gonna definitely now try and add some instruments into it, add an intro that could possibly be the chorus, and then from there I think we got it. So we're gonna move my screen to the side right over here, and let's add some sound effects into this now. So what I think we could do real quick here is add my usual. We're going to go into the sampler, and like I've done in the past, I often use the Lex Luger sound kit when it comes to certain sounds. So as you can see, I don't have that many in here because I haven't done that much on the laptop opposed to the desktop. The desktop has all my different sound kits. But alright, so this is the Lex kit that I have. think eventually maybe I'll add some more drum kits in instead of the preset ones. And it's a hi-hat I often start with that I want to put into the mix. So we're going to find it. We stretch it out all the way though. There we go at the C3. Now, a good way to know when it comes to trying to time it on how long you want your beats to be is I would recommend doing it in time right now. And it'll say, like right now we're at the 16-second mark. Now you see where I have it right here. This is 32 seconds in. I would recommend that here is where we try and make it transition in. I just want to add a couple more sounds in real quick before we up it a little bit. So as I said, we're going to put it at the third one right here. Now I'm going to move this screen real quick. Now earlier what I had this on where was it? Right, was it right here? All right, okay, right here. We have it on samples. When you're not sampling, when you're just sequencing, always have it on smart. So I'm going to copy this right here. I'm going to do edit, copy. All right, and we're going to hit edit, paste. Oh, we have it in the wrong one, that's why. Okay, no biggie. Alright, now I want one to end this. That way it sequence a little, sweet sequences into the next one. So let's get rid of this. We have it going one more loop. It might work. We're gonna copy and paste it now and hear how this might sound sequenced. So you take all three and you do edit, copy, put it at the 13. This time we have it in the right one. I had it in the Lex kit by mistake. Now we're gonna take this one right here and we're gonna copy that as well. Gonna do edit, paste. I'm gonna play it back up into that part, the sequencing part. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shorten this here. We're gonna copy and paste this one right here, and we're gonna make a snare roll that goes into where it will sequence into the next one, and that's where we might add some more drums into it. And then what's really left for the most part is a hook and an intro, taking from the samples. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one right here, and we're gonna make these smaller. See, we're dragging it. We're gonna move this down just a little bit. And we're gonna take these boxes and we're gonna paste them. I'm gonna paste them right here. Do edit, paste. See, it expands it a little bit. And now we drag them. See what I mean? And then we're gonna close this off at 13 and then put this here. And we got the format that I've done in previous beats. Okay, we got a couple changes we made that I want to show. Now, one change that I did was that I'm going to open the piano roll. We changed the velocity of the vocal sample right here. So I'm gonna. The rest is going to be the same. Okay, so change the velocity on that, and also I also wanted to show a change I did for when sequencing on where I had the melody change. It's actually going to be this instead. Now before I had it at that, I think I had it at this. I feel like this might be a little better when transitioning, so I'm going to hit the button. Rather than speeding it up, we're going to copy and paste these. Change the drum pattern a little bit as well. Now this was the hi-hats. Oh wait, no, this was the hi-hats. Let's move this actually up one right here. I'm gonna get the pencil tool. Oh wait, wrong one, right here. Here it back. And now there's only a couple more instruments I think I want to apply real quick. Before we do an intro and then try and make that intro be a chorus area. Okay, so software. We're going to do some drums yet again. And I believe it's in Logic, drums and percussion, ultra, down tempo. Hit 1, and as I've said before, I always like to incorporate a DJ spin sound effect. So now I'm gonna, let's return it right here, and let's try and find it. There we go. Four of them usually is what we would do. We're gonna put that right here. And let's hear it back. Lower the volume a little bit too, just in case. I think that sounds pretty good. Now we're gonna copy and paste the DJ spin yet again. We're gonna put this right here. And the last one I'm going to add, we're going to do software. We're going to go into the ESX sampler. Actually, it's in factory, drums, electronic, and let's see if I could find it. Here we go, the 808. Now, this has a hi-hat in it. I think I previously used the last video. This is a kit I use fairly often, definitely when doing trap music, but I still think it goes good when doing boom bap style hip hop as well. So we're gonna find it. I believe it's after C2. There we go. There's 4 of them. We're gonna have this go on during the second half of this beat. So we're gonna loop it, lower the volume to 0. We'll put it at 6. So we're gonna have it like this to start it. Alright, so what we really have to do now is create an intro that could sequence into these different, sequences. So we're gonna move this. We're gonna put it at, I guess, 8 for now. We might move it up. It's just temporarily, because not only after we're done with the intro, we also got to add some bass to it, and then lastly add some plugins before I could say that this beat I think is 100%. So what we're gonna do is find where the part that I initially used for the main melody. I believe it was around C6. Okay, so we're gonna try and see if we can come up with a melody that could sequence into it to go into that. So let's see. Let's move it to 3.
Yes, I'm proud of what you got. If it's legal or if it's not.
Okay, let's hear it at 5. Alright, now we got some of the intro down, but I made a couple changes that I want to show that I think set it off as a good intro. So we're gonna start it from the beginning right here.
Yes, I'm proud of what you got. If it's legal or if it's not. Girl, love, you better know. All the stupid stuff has got to go. Girl.
Now, because of the way we have it, I think that it would be best to speed up the hi-hats and maybe try and make it more trap-based just because of the Atlanta sound kits I'm using. I think that might be a better idea. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open this piano roll and I'm going to try and speed it up a little bit, but at the same time, not too much. So let's do is move these and make them smaller versions. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. So we have it like this now. And the thing that's nice actually opposed to last time around was majority of these that I have here, they already have the plugins in them, which might explain for the type of sound we're getting. What I wanted to do real quick was have it end, not with these two actually, these, let's delete this. I don't think it really needs it as much. Let's hear it back. Alright, I actually like how that goes. Now, a few things I want to do before we add the bass and then we finish it off with a couple more plugins is we're gonna copy and paste now the DJ sound effect right here. And of course, add my tag, because I think that tagging beats is important, especially when you're trying to market yourself as a producer. Here we go, new tag. So now when I do my tag, I often lower the volume because I don't want it to be too loud. And I also add reverb to it to give it that echoey sound. So we do platinum. Move this down. We're going to do ambience and we put it at 70.
K.Y.S.
Alright, now that we got that, I think the real last thing left to do is just add some bass and add some effects on certain ones that don't have it already. And with that, I would do it for this hi-hat that we have usually. We're going to add EQ. And for that, we do with drums, and we go scroll down to vintage hi-hat. From there, what we'll do is we're going to add some compression. Go to compressor. And we're going to do VCA, soft kit. And then lastly, we'll do is reverb, and that could be on low soft reverb. So let's hear it back real quick. A little too loud, we're going to lower it. So we're going to copy this intro, which I think could also be a chorus. I'm going to put that at the end right here. It's a pretty lengthy, intro slash chorus, but at the same time, I think it's a decent one at best. We're gonna paste the hi-hat. I'll always usually have it intro sequence-wise. Let's hear it back and go into it. And there we go. We got it. We freaking got it. Alright, so the last real main step I think we gotta do is just add some bass. So we're gonna do software. And now what I like to do when it comes to bass, I've said in the past, I often use like a synth sub type bass. So we're gonna do search it, deep sub bass. Now we copy and paste the melody we have right here. We're gonna create similar like sequence, but in bass form. So we're opening the piano roll, and let's first lower this because there's no way a bass is that high. Bass is always a low form. See, like we got here, that's a good example. So that's a high pitch. That's where we have it at. And now we're going to do the same thing yet again. Lower it down. We have it here. We're going to change the velocity back, so you double click it. We have it at 70. We're going to put it on 100. We're going to actually put all of them on 100. Now the thing about the bass is that we're going to lower it a lot just so it doesn't sound too bassy when we have it playing on a bigger set of speakers. So we're going to have it at -6. So what we're going to do now is we're going to copy and paste it because it's the main melody, pretty much the different samples throughout. Maybe raise one higher once we hit the 11 mark. Paste. Oh wait, what's this one at? Oh, it's at 120. Okay, I accidentally highlighted all of them. Good mistake there. And let's make it 2 boxes. And then from there we'll just paste it multiple times, so that way it's like sequenced properly. So you see, I'm gonna highlight this, do edit copy, and now paste, edit paste. Alright guys, I want to wrap up this video just by showing one more thing that I did, that I added, and that was a pitch shifter for the intro. See, if we go to pitch shifter, which is in the effects I've gone through, we have it on 2 semitones at 100% mix. I'm going to play what it sounds like now as it transitions.
Yes, I'm proud of what you got. If it's legal or if it's not, your love, you better know. All the stupid talking got to go.
Alright, now you notice that. I also want to show one more change I did with the hi-hats. Rather than having them sped up, I'd rather have them sequenced a little bit more trap oriented but not very fast. So I'm going to play that back as well. Alright guys, I would say that this concludes today's episode. What I'm going to do, like I did last episode, is include the MP3 version as the ending credits of the episode. So I'll be back again soon. Please leave suggestions of songs I should sample in the future, any ideas of different beats I could make, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. I'll speak to you guys again soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a few lessons. Peace out.
Yes, I'm proud of what you got. If it's legal or if it's not, girl, love, you better know. All the stupid talking got to go.